You're listening to the Derrick and Dave Show with Derrick Beeler and Dave Maggart.
I want to once again thank everybody for joining us once again for another segment of the Derrick and Dave Show. On this segment, we have independent traditional country artist Chris Guenther. How's it going, Chris?
Pretty good.
Let's start out. The main thing I want to ask you here is give us a rundown of all the projects that you have out currently.
Well, I actually started my first album in 2001, Honky Tonk Livin', and then I followed up in 2005 with Destinations Unknown. I did an album in 2006, 10 Sides, and then took a hiatus there for a bit and came out in 2010 with the album called The Crossing. And then the two most recent projects that I've put out, the fifth, which was 2013, and then just this last November I did a Christmas album called Christmas in My Hometown, which I guess that would have been November of this last year.
Chris, you mentioned your Christmas album earlier entitled Christmas in My Hometown. What was the inspiration behind it?
Well, I'd written two Christmas songs and didn't really want to put out a single on them, and I kind of wanted the songs to be heard because there's some good stories involved in them. And so what I did was I took those two originals, and then I did a little research online, looking up some public domain songs, and kind of grabbed a hold of a few of these kind of standard songs that are typically put on a lot of Christmas albums. And I thought, well, it would be kind of neat to rearrange them, put a good dance beat behind them, or maybe just change some of the verses that we don't hear, the common verses that we always hear. And then there's some of these songs have maybe 16 verses to them. So I grabbed a hold of the kind of what I refer to as the dead verses that haven't seen the light of day in quite some time, and then just kind of
brought them back to life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Chris, are you guys traveling a whole lot and doing a lot of live work?
Well, we'd love to get out and about and do a lot more. I know I talked with Derrick a little bit about that last year, getting out that direction there a little more, but we're predominantly here in the Northwest, Idaho, Oregon, Northern California, Washington, out here on the coast anyway. But one of those things where the more we get out and about, the more we can expose that music to people, so we're always kind of on call, ready to travel wherever it pays.
We'd love to get you around the Knoxville area again if you could work your way back out here. And
yeah, certainly.
Maybe we can find you some work and give you some exposure here. We sure hope so.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that, definitely.
What was your inspiration, Chris, to stick to the traditional sound opposed to the new sound coming out of Nashville?
Well, I don't know. I think it was just more that the earlier influences I had. Actually, had an interesting upbringing. My dad was kind of more of a rock and roll fan, and my mom, she was more rooted in the country music, and she was a huge Ricky Skaggs fan. And that was the first country concert that I ever went to, was Ricky Skaggs, and that changed my whole outlook. I knew I was wanting to sing that kind of music and play, be a multi-instrumentalist. It just kind of clicked. I was about 9 years old when that happened, and it just put me on that country track. I wanted to sing, country music. It was just, I had a taste for it, and from that point on, it was, no looking back.
That's a good deal, because I'm really a firm believer in traditional country music, and I think it's great that there's guys and gals out there like you that are keeping it the way it's supposed to be. That traditionalists like me, in my mind, I think country music's supposed to be a certain way, and the way you do it is the way I think it should be done. And God bless you for it.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes, when you take the steel guitar away from country music and fiddles and so forth, you've killed it right there on the spot, as far as I'm concerned. I don't like this stuff that they call in the country. It's coming out of Nashville and at all. But we try to push the old traditional style of country music as much as we possibly can.
It's definitely important to us, Chris, and like I said before, God bless you for keeping it real, man.
Amen to that.
Well, yeah, I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to have a platform to be heard. I thank you for that.
Well, it's and I talk to so many people in radio and doing the TV show and stuff that there's such a following for this traditional country music. And guys like, yourself, Ron Williams, a whole bunch of different artists come to mind that when I hear them and I hear that steel guitar and I hear that fiddle, that to me is what country music is supposed to sound like.
You go to any of the clubs down in Nashville, and countries want you to hear them playing in their nightclubs and stuff like that. They love it. People still love the traditional style of country music.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's kind of hard to watch the whole genre be slowly dismantled over the course of time because you're used to hearing that sound, and it's disappointing when you see the way in which the establishment and I guess a lot of the artists have taken it because it doesn't look familiar anymore.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And I grew up in the 80s and 90s. There was guys out like Aaron Tippin, Joe Diffie, Rick Trevino was one of my all-time favorites. And I think it is kind of a traditional thing because I see a lot of people now. I'm in my middle 30s now, and I run into a lot of young people in their late teens, early 20s that just love this stuff that's coming out of Nashville. So it really is a traditional thing, I think, really. I mean, or a generational thing, more or less.
Yeah, I think, I agree. Yeah, definitely it.
I believe that they should call it something else besides country music because it's certainly not country. I grew up in the Ernest Tubb and Marty Robbins and Minnie Pearl and stuff like that back when they were the stars of country music. I just can't get out of that age to save my life.
It's hard to, isn't it, Dave?
Yes, it is.
Chris, give us a total rundown where folks can purchase your music, where folks can find more information about Chris Guenther.
All right. You can probably get the most information about where my music's available, and I guess a little more background on the band and myself at chrisguenther.net. And I have links where you can purchase the music on the website, as well as where you could purchase it from other distributors that are connected through the website. We're active on Facebook and Twitter and the other social media sites there if people are inclined to doing that sort of thing. And I guess that's pretty much the summary there.
Chris, it's been a pleasure talking to you today, and we hope to get you back home soon, and hope to get you out in the Knoxville area so we can get you on our TV show.
Yeah, certainly. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Meanwhile, keep that good old traditional country music going, buddy.
Well, I'll do my best.
Chris, we get the privilege here of playing one of your songs off your album, The Fifth. And the song that we're going to play for the folks is Passing Freight Trains. Can you tell us a little bit about that tune?
Yeah, that song I was playing quite a few shows here locally, and it'd be weeknight gigs, and I was on my way home, and I got stuck at a train crossing there. And just as one train had finished coming by, another one came by, and there's that old saying about two ships that pass at night might not even know about it. I thought, well, that's a great analogy for relationships, and so I kind of dug deep and wrote that song.
Good deal, man. Well, we definitely appreciate you coming on, and man, just keep doing what you're doing, and we'll get you heard out here on the East Coast. And man, it was a huge pleasure having you. Thank you, buddy.
Hey, thank you very much.
All right, Chris Guenther, Passing Freight Trains.
I'm a northbound freight train. You're heading on a southern line. You keep going your way, and I'll keep going mine. Seems we're trying to make time. We can't find enough. I come home and you're heading out. It's too easy to give up. We're passing freight trains, heading down a one-way track, bound in our own directions, never turning back. The wheels keep rolling. Now all our bags are packed. All we had is spinning out of control, and losing you is a cold, hard fact. We used to move in the same way, and together we tore the path. Now it seems our perfect lives have been torn in half. Whenever I can see you, we fan the flames of another fight. There's no use in fighting now. There's nothing left of us here tonight. We're passing freight trains, heading down a one-way track, bound in our own directions, never turning back. The wheels keep rolling. Now all our bags are packed. Everything we had is spinning out of control, and losing you is a cold, hard fact. I'm a northbound freight train, feeling down and out, going over everything that went wrong while you're heading south.
Thanks for listening to the Derrick and Dave Show. To contact the show, email derrickbeeler@outlook.com or call 865-719-9915. Have a great day and join us again next time for the Derrick and Dave Show.